Hey guys, Jason here with the word to the wise. I'm just out of my lunch and ordered a sandwich, so I'm going to try to just go through a few things here, and I'll get to the point of a lot of this Magog talk, which kind of began this whole the beginning of the end playlist. This one is about the beasts, and of course many animal references directed towards people are made in the Bible. A lot of animals that have a lot of importance in the Bible, and just the beast being spoken of in like Revelations, Matthew 10. Jesus says, I come for the lost sheep of Israel, and I send you out as sheep amongst wolves. So the beast of the earth, which, if we go to Revelation 6 and you read the pale horseman, or the pale horse, he that sat on him was death, and hell followed with him. And power was given unto them over a fourth part of the earth to kill with sword, with hunger, and with death, and with the beast of the earth. So if you go into Ezekiel 32, now this was, I've been referring to this in every video, a lamentation for Pharaoh. Son of man, take up a lamentation for Pharaoh, king of Egypt. Thou art like a lion of the nations, thou art as a whale in the sea. So if you look at the Hebrew, it says monster. I wanted to make sure it didn't say Leviathan of the sea, that kind of a, but here again, you have in Revelation 13 say, the beast that comes out of the sea, and the beast that comes out of the earth. And he is like one that comes out, on land, and he is one that is also like out of the oceans. So, or out of the sea. So if you come down with that Revelation, the pale horse, with the beast of the earth, verse 4 in Ezekiel 32. Then I will leave thee upon the land, I will cast thee forth upon open fields, and will cause the fowls of heaven to remain upon thee. And I will fill the beast of the whole earth with thee. I will lay thy flesh upon the mountains, and fill the valley with thy heights. Here, I will fill thee with the beast of the earth. And in Revelation 6, he brings death with the beast of the earth. So, prophets talking about the prophecy of the revelation, or the reveal of Jesus. But also, if you look at Matthew 24, where does it speak about beasts at all? Other than, there's the verse, wheresoever the carcass is, the eagles will be gathered. And in certain texts, it's vultures, eagles, goes back and forth. So what I want to kind of present here is, and I've been saying it, is that the beasts, I don't think the beasts are going to be zoo animals getting out, wandering about out of the woods into the cities looking for food. 5G is going to mess them all up or something. I don't think that's going to be what it's speaking of. If you're looking at Matthew 24 here, and how they say so many times, see that you be not deceived, warnings about false Christ. They'll say that I'm Christ, don't believe that, you'll be hated by your friends, don't be deceived, over and over and over and over and over and over and over. So I just want to show you this. For then shall be great tribulation, such as not since the beginning of the world to this time, nor shall ever be. Except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. Then if any man shall say unto you, Lo, here is Christ, or there, believe it not. For there shall rise false Christs and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, insomuch that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. Behold, I have told you before. Last word. So, again, also looking at this, Revelation 13, the beast that comes out of the earth, and he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down out of heaven on the earth in the sight of men, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles, which he had the power to do in the sight of the beast. So, has the power to deceive, has the power to do great miracles, signs, and wonders. And there shall arise false Christs and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders. But the thing that caught my eye was that no flesh should be saved. And when you're going into that Ezekiel, talking about the flesh being laid on the mountains, false prophets, looking at the Noahide system that a lot of people have talked about, looking at when does this happen? There shall be great tribulation, as such as never been since the beginning of the world. Then it speaks about the false Christ. These, I believe, those guys are going to be the beast of the earth that shall arise. But when does that happen? When you shall see the abomination of desolation spoken of by Daniel, standing in the holy place, then let them which be in Judea flee into the mountains. So after the abomination happens, flee to the mountains, and then there should be a great tribulation, such as never has been. There's a massive semi coming at me. So it seems, again, that the Magog situation would be very important to happen. Hold on a second. Would be very important to happen in that timepiece land, and that will have everybody looking at that timepiece land and saying, oh, this is awful, or them saying that we need, this has all happened because of hatreds, this and that. We got to get back to old ways. We got to get back to God. We got to realign the world, and we are here to save you. And I'll dig this picture up that I made when I made a video before, but it's the Messianic Project, and how Christians are denying their faith in Christ, and they're being saved by those guys who say the Messianic ones. I don't want to say too much about their names and have something get algorithmed. So I'll leave it at that. Just a word to the wise. But there again, something, look how they're building up all this kind of war situation all around the world. But what if something happens and then these false Christs, these false prophets arise and are here to realign the world? Think also back to the Education Act that Reagan on up have signed into over the last 40 years. So, just a word to the wise, guys. God bless. I'll be back.